bonjour. Glen Dishnekast, Chiging and Indonji, among an Indo them, me Anishinaabemowin Gamin go and Bashinda. Good day, everyone. My name is Glen Hare. I'm from Chiging First Nation. I'm from the Loon clan, and that is my Anishinaabe name that was given to me, the Loon. And the Loon represents, the little bit I read about it means leader. So I'm pretty proud to hold that name. Give was send me goes da. Okay, ni wouldn't not magi abangisha. We'd bought the man. Can I go a jebzing or a miga the man and keep the man gepane. Me spangisha in the coat thousand yageni, man then kin eyama. I was asked if I can participate in these sessions of these interviews, and as I'm doing here today, and I think this is awesome doing this because we should have done it, but I know we did a little bit in the past, but just to reflect on some memories, in the future. So I'm glad to be part of this interview here. I was asked to talk about, and I'm going to talk about a number of things that we're doing, and I'm going to go back and forth. I'm going to stop him and in English, so not all our kids will understand, but we hope someday that they do. Anishinaabemowin. Niingan jamachta nakitamang Chinaaknigewin, and that's the Constitution. Gigi mauge nishan dem chiging nimna sabon. Gig don gib adoption da yaw ya. Ni take bushin de epi Chinaaknigewin shinde gigi mau ya. En ik zag grijp schoezime. Nooit grijp schoezime. Het is geen gaan in kiashinda. Na geen gaten panega nakitama. We go shape zien ja we go come going. Me geen shegi schoezia na de magia. Me schupane mekwen ma jibzia pane. I guess one of the things that when I talk about the Constitution, when I worked here in Chiging as a chief and consular for many years, I wish we had this. I wish we had it in our community, because we even though we did some, I truly believe we did some awesome things in our community, but we would have been far more stronger and today better if we had our own laws, guys. So we didn't have to ask anybody, or nobody's under guidelines or bylaws. We make our own. And that's what the Constitution is, in my understanding of it. We make our own laws. So when it comes to membership or citizenship code, we like to call it, not membership, because membership is only a short period of time for somebody to be part of, and then we're not there. We're forever here. So we only thought it was appropriate to call it, in Jagnash terms, citizenship. Anishinaabemowin Debenjdagit. So Anishinaabemowin me ekading Debenjdagit. Kino wetegdakid me. Only us should be able to say who belongs in our communities. Gau yabawaya. Na gaishag nash gauya. Kino gdakid me when shinde gebetappa. Aptrishko debem gotwe. Even our elders tell us that it should be only us and only us that say who can live in our communities. Because right now, they don't recognize a lot of our kids. Now, when we talk about our kids, our kids, it's not us to tell them who their girlfriends and eventually their wives. That's their choosing. And if they're with a non-native partner, awesome. Because again, that's not our business. So when we talk about the Debenjdagit, when we talk about our citizen code and all that, we want to follow the one-parent rule. So that way, we don't lose the bloodline of the Anishinaabe. So it may be him who's non-native, or the mom. It doesn't matter. It's a one-parent rule. As long as there's one Anishinaabe, their kids will always be Anishinaabe forever. Right now, there's cutoff dates and there's cutoff blood quantum and all that. We don't recognize that so much anymore. At least not where we work anyway. And I believe that. Panagbe come go me benochiak. Where we've always lost a lot of kids, and still to this day, we got so much. We got control of it in Ensegiizhgat, where we're from, Anishinaabemowin, Manitoulin, Sudbury. There's no more CAS on Manitoulin. That's awesome. But that didn't come easy. But you know, when we talk about that, we still have to go. We still got a long ways to go. We got growing pains. We got our kids that want to work in this area. Along with that comes Debenjdagit, Anishinaabemowin. You know, a lot of our kids wanna. I can just feel them when they say, "I can't speak your language. I'm sorry, I don't understand. I wish I can." I hear that. We hear that so many times. So we really got to focus on the Anishinaabemowin and do the utmost. It's just not money. You know, it's not money. I didn't learn my language because there was lots of money. It's in the family. We got to start talking about it and using it in our homes. One of our communities, I just visited them, and that's Anishinaabek, used to be Collins. I was just up there in February. I just talked about this the other day in Toronto with the government people when it comes to water. You know, that being our community, one of our communities, Monash today is 2017. You know, I was up there for 3 days. I never took a shower because nobody can't. And I can't drink water. And it's a community with there's about 20 homes. They have a band office, Monash, they got a school. Gino mako de beno jink pambattod. Gau yogi kensi na jebsod. Manda bish test na ko de gawana wishi big jeat. Ak shuge go bish nikken wishi chiat. Gabashigo pambatto chibaba pok nenda sug beno jink. Gai kensi na wabang wajeba. Mish gana go when the Kragna Shakusnago gi kweskong Toronto. Skenam be gegi no gdab gidne games in the Ensegiizhgat bangishen danad ma games in the bangishen. Kinu shin the bin jabame. Pane. Chigaming egu rebak. Migum bish nun desiad namageo dabnada to the Anishinaabemowin bish. Migo way po the Junya Chigadek. Nib nagego. Anishinaabek Nations. You know, when it comes to water, I just visited one of our northern communities with the Anishinaabeg. That's one of our 40 communities. And when I was up there just 2 months ago in February, I couldn't shower all the time I was up there. Nobody can. You can't drink water. Yet everybody's on wells. The wells are no good. And the lake is only about 150 feet away. Big body of water. And they can't drink water in their homes. We just met in Toronto just this week, a couple of days ago with the government officials, and I let my feelings know to them on behalf of the Anishinaabeg, not only in that community I'm talking, but all of us here in Canada, in Ontario. You know, the government, you have to start meeting the needs of the Anishinaabeg when it comes to water. Because when something happens the other side of the world, the other side of the ocean, you know, the government, I say to them, overnight you find millions and millions and millions of dollars to fix water somewhere else, but yet you won't even listen to us. And this is our country here. So that has to change somewhat. And the color of your government party should not matter. Because the liberals who are red, the orange NDP, the blue conservatives, all you people drink water. The conservatives don't get better water than the liberals, and it just goes on down the line. So at the end of the day, if it's money, believe me, when the Chinaaknigewin and if there's a non-native, listen to me on this in the future. I say this, and I'll keep saying it. If money is the almighty, and when you get thirsty, I hope the money you put in your mouth to take care of your thirst helps you, because it won't. No water, no prime minister. No water, no politicians, nobody. So leading to that, now after go is again daguk. Nam kamegwa chigadek. Kenege urhajugashunya kachigadek. Right now, the serious things in our country is when they talk about the radioactive waste that they want to put underground in this province of Ontario. You know, that is so dangerous, and we have to fight it, and we are fighting it. Because they want to bury you this radioactive nuclear waste products along Owen Sound to Sarnia in that area. That's Highway 21. And there's a big body of water close by there. So if that should ever leak, and I don't believe in guarantees when it comes to that. So if that should ever leak, there's the danger of not having any good water there. Chalk River is the other one. Chalk River is a big one because that's where the nuclear plant is. And Ottawa is the other one. So it's the calendar. Today is April 8th, I think, 2017. That's the date today I'm doing this interview. We and all the Anishinaabek and the Mohawk, Chinook, we're all on side on fighting against burial waste in this province and in Canada. Okay, when we met the other day, we talked about how we should stop this, and there's many ideas. So with the Mohawks from Ganawagi, Akwesasne, Quebec, and Ontario, they're all on board. Everybody's on board, all of Ontario. One of the biggest, and I'm excited about it already, in the next few short weeks, and if you see this before then, or this summer, they want to have a big powwow in Chalk River. We want to shut it down. We want people to come forward and stand with us. After Nimna Snagen Moin Gunashnabek Dana, we not get Matam no Chimenon. You know, a lot of our leaders, our communities are very frustrated and trying to make a good life for their citizens, especially the kids. And you know, when it comes to water, I told the government the other day, they were at our meeting. There was the province there, the feds, INAC was all there. And to me, I again, Menang Gib Kota was, I said to them loudly that, you know, our communities are asking for help now. But the reality is, and even the kids in care. Maningi kit, I told them this. We talk about governance. And one of the things that is right, there's many priorities. It's hard to take a priority, guys. So everything we talk about is a priority to me. So when it comes to child welfare and the Chinaaknigewin, you know, it's not good. Our grandparents, Kinuwenching, the history of CAS, the 60 scoops. Debenjdagit, today we ran out of tears. Anishinaabek doesn't cry anymore. You know, when we bury our kids, the Jagnash, I tell them this, you the Jagnash, Union Affairs and child welfare workers, Jagnash, they come and stand with us at the gravesite. We don't want you then. Our people are asking for help yesterday. Why weren't you there yesterday? Why do you come the day when we bury our kids? We don't want your help then. We can do that very good for ourselves, for our family. And I experienced this in Sault Ste. Marie with one of our grandfathers. There was nobody crying when they buried their granddaughter, the last of their granddaughter. That whole family was wiped out. They're all CAS, they all came through the system. And you know, the people Gdenskiang, me wet going to Chinaaknigewin got chimwajik. Me go Gdenskiang je. Gai nishna, awi Anishinaabeg Musi. Mawi ondag me shubsano nashbuk me so gai. When we buried that girl in Sault Ste. Marie, only the non-native people are bawling their eyes out. CAS workers. Not one, not even the grandpa or the grandmother was crying. They come and ask me to I want them to leave this graveyard before I put my granddaughter down there. I do not want them to help me. They caught this baby when he came to the world, and I don't want them to help me lay her to rest. You know, and that's a very huge statement coming from one of our grandfathers to protect their kids. So when the Shoganash, when the non-native tells us, and I hear this so many times, and I'm tired of it. You know, they say the Indians, you Indians should move on. You know, why do you rely on the past? Well, here might come back to that. Put yourself in one of our shoes. Put your people in the 60 scoops and in residential school. If your mom was made to eat crap from her cereal, if they were pushed down stairways, sexual abuse behind closed doors, would you forget it? You can't answer that, not from non-native perspective, because you haven't been there. I think Debenjdagit our people, I truly believe, want to forget what we went through, but we can't. How in the world can you forget something as bad as what happened to them back in them days? We cannot forget that as much as we would like to. So this is what I say: get out of our way. We're educated now. Our kids are coming up the system. We want to take over everything. Everything. We want our own education. We have education systems in our communities. There's only one way to go, and that's that way. We don't want to go back that way anymore. The other reality is when our babies are born, you know, the government does not, I just don't believe they have any feelings for us, because when our babies are born, you know, they're not registered officially wherever they need to be registered in INAC's governance. You know, sometimes it takes about 5 years or more to register them. So when they're not registered, there's no benefits, no dental, no medical, no nothing is covered in their baby lives, their short lives when they're first born. But what hurts me so much is even this government, the Trudeau government and the governments before. You know, when people come to Canada, people that come here from overseas to Canada, before they land in this country, they are promised education, something we fight for every day. They get benefits. They have citizenship in this country before they even land in Canada. But yet our babies, when they're born, they have nothing the first 10 years of their lives. And all the resources to take care of the people in the world comes from Canada, from our country. So think about that. And the Anishinaabek that listen to me. Ich bin nun meg wo ja gego kidat mabe wapskiet gain debo siek di agenda gego de weto kege gai wondak danat magu sie u jebzin. So anyone, even the Anishinaabek that's listened to me here today, if somebody, non-native people say, you know, that I'm crazy what I'm talking about here, please don't listen to them, because I'm going to tell you right now, because I'm going on 33 years as your leader, as a consular chief and deputy grand chief. The non-native people, the politicians, there's no help there. And the little help that we have been getting to this date, we almost have to darn near beg for it. We're tired of begging. And we always tell the government, we are not going nowhere. So when I say I'm going on 33 years, our Grand Chief Patrick Madabi, in one more year, in 2018, he's retiring after 44 years. Now, flip this around to the government side. Myself and Grand Chief also, and many chiefs, I think last time I counted, I think I'm about 16th Prime Minister and about 30-something Minister of Indian Affairs. It just goes on and on and on. But these guys don't stay with us. And now and we believe if any government individual gets too close to our initiatives, our business, they either get moved on or they're let go. And we got to start all over again. All over again. So that's why we're spinning our wheels a lot of the times. It's them. It's not the First Nation leadership. We want to move forward. How we elect our leaders in our communities. We should say how we elect our chiefs and councillors. I like to see someday Anishinaabek Nation wasn't but I would so much like to see, I hope in my day before I leave this earth that I see, it'd be so awesome, all the Anishinaabeg can vote for their Grand Chief and their Deputy Grand Chief. Not just the chiefs. All the you know, there's elections happening now through technology. And what's so awesome though is to stand up behind your chief. Be seen who you support. And be proud. That's electing true election to your leader. And those of us that maybe stand behind someone and that is not successful in their election, they're still our friends. We have to move on. It's just election process is open and it should be fun. It should not divide us. And then we move on from there. There'll be other elections, and if we want 4-year elections, so be it. We ask in Chigin, we know they said when we voted and asked them how long our term should be in Chigin, we still to this day remain at 2 years. We got to respect that. That's what Chigin said. We respect that. But at some point, I hope down the road, I know Ensegiizhgat, the Anishinaabek Nation, we are trying to get the message to all our communities, the 40 communities, to go 4-year terms at the most. Because because again, I'll say it because I know you know it, but every 2 years our leadership changes. When that happens, priorities change. What this chief started, new chief comes in, that's gone, and they're new. So we're not consistent. Guy kistusina much time. Abdek karnake kwishinakime. Washin nagmaying domamna. Skaish bibin get. Kabo sen manajagi stot we shig gemagan stat. Abdek ken wishinaki we. Ni gebeshik. We go man. Get after nagan out we go man next doing. Ensegiizhgat namko 1000 quest kong when they go up skejik. Gave nus nimna sunya we thought we go we should doing. You know, we're always after the government, any government, all governments, that our housing situation in First Nation communities has to be, we got to put more focus and energy and building more houses for our communities. When I go to Toronto, and I go there a lot, and in the last 20 years, you know, nobody, no Shagnash has argued with me yet, so I must be right when I say to this day, I swear they must make 2,000-3,000 homes a year in Toronto. 2,000-3,000. Toronto's almost a Barrie now. It's just saturated with brand new homes. Keen with us, but us, when we ask for homes, a community, You're lucky. We're lucky. We get the government gives us 2-3 houses for the year. And to make it worse, we got to build it in the winter time. So, you know, the government still thinks we're stupid, I think. And we are not. Because I've told them time and time and again, it is time that we enjoy construction season when it comes to housing, that we do it in the summertime, for cost-wise and everything. Not 40 below anymore. Their people, their construction season is when it's nice and sunny and hot. Why can't we do the same? They say, well, it's the audit, it's the time of the year, and all them kind of budgets. Well, move your magic year then. And I've said this to them before. Go to January 1st maybe. And then by the time the budget's approved, it's April, it's construction season. We can do, and our citizens can enjoy construction. Our workers, we can hire them. Right now we can't do that. So we got to flip those around. We're always in their face. So I hope someday that we can change that around. Because again, I'm not scared to say anything to them, because what I truly believe when it comes to construction season and our housing is when they say our budget's not passed yet, our audit, and it's already September. And you know why? And I found this out through the grapevine and through my little bit of homework. In the spring, and then come summertime, our budget, our papers are going to INAC now. Now I'm talking about June. You know, when it gets to their office, the people that are supposed to look at it are gone on holidays. And they don't come back till September. And then they look at it. Then they got to go through the process, and then we get approval by about December. November, December. And then, worse again, we got to March 31st to finish building them. Nishkewe, gai wekwe. Aptru kupujuko migiabe. Naage Debenjdagit. Kinu kibin gome Debenjdagit. Kinu eo kibin gome we nak Debenjdagit engshenda. Mandem bish we nak den meng. Nishke ich bin bish got test nak gai we wesiok ta yassiok. Jiga kobe mu dejek being a arjek bembes jikke. Mino mi abdegnen kene wa nak den meng. Pin Debenjdagit. Mi weshik no me going panewe. Oh, after no nim no wouldn't chigeo, guy wet good niche basic tages you nim no go. Guy de west you conduct. We no need Ushman one duck chigeo go the Pin Debenjdagit. Sunyan je wet to go. You know, the government, the MNR, you know, they always, to this day yet, even though we've won quite a few battles, I truly believe, since 1996 when Operation Rainbow happened. But you know, they still accuse us of us. The general non-native public say the Indians do overkill on fishing, overkill on hunting, and birds and everything. Well, I'm here to tell you, who's ever listening to me, that is false, false, false. Because it's the non-native, it's the money makers, the gaming. You know, people come to hunt in Ontario from around the world for money. And it's the truth that they, like the moose, and anyone with big antlers or big keepers for their cupboards or whatever, their museums, and they leave all the meat behind. It's just the trophies that they take. And they waste the rest. We don't do that. But yet they accuse us of it. When I travel the country, and I travel, a majority of my travels in my job, I still travel about 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers a month on the road. And when it comes to fishing season, the lakes are just saturated from the highway. I can see them, Jagnash, non-native boats fishing. Not one Anishinaabe. So where do we get this? How can they say that we do overkill when it comes to lands and resources? We want to protect everything. Sure, our people hunt, and sure there is abuse out there, but we want to police our own. We don't want you to police it. Because right now, it's the badge, he's the Almighty, when it comes from your side, the non-native side. I don't recognize that anymore. Because again, if somebody wants to challenge me on what I'm saying here, that I shouldn't say this, or Glenn, you had the nerve to say that, my answer to that, to any Jagnash, to a non-native that questions me, is come and see me. Let's talk about the 6 years that Operation Rainbow, what it did to Manitoulin Island, and to the elders that did not see the end of Operation to Nail Anishinaabe, that we were selling meat and overkill and abuse. They didn't find nothing. They supplied the guns, they supplied the booze, drinking and driving, and it just goes on and on and on. You can't do that to us anymore. Why? Because we're smarter. My job. You know, I get elected every term. And the only time I had off in my 33 years was 7 months. When I lost my election here, respectively, I moved on. But you know, I learned so much in my years. And common sense has brought me to where I am today. You got to have feelings for the people that we work for. And I truly believe this from now on. And I'm starting to share this. And at our Grand Council Assembly this June, I've asked our leadership with Grand Council Chief, you know, I think we have to change how we do business now, because our youth are coming up. We want our youth everywhere. So I think another way to do that is at our Grand Council Assembly, we recognize them right now as our observers. I think we need to move away from that. When they come to us, the people that come and sit at the back and listen to us, I think we need to should have an open mic. Let's hear them. Let's hear them. We want to help. I got to help the people where I'm from. Well, I truly believe the only way to do that is let's hear them then. Guy, let's not say I think this is what they want. I guess this is what it is. I'm sure this is the way to go. This is the right way to go. The only way. I don't know. I don't agree with that 100%. I think if we want to do all those things that I just mentioned, we got to hear it from the people. Let them tell us, because they're the ones that put us here. We got to build that trust that we can do that for them. We can't knock them down all the time. And it is tough being a community chief, but I've been there. And all we have to do is we have to embrace ourselves. And when tragedy hits us, hard time hits us, let's come together as a community. Let's do it together. Let's not put anyone down. And let's police ourselves in a good way. Nishkenango right now. And you know, our young youth, our young lives, the drugs is taking over our communities. And I, for one, as your Gima, today here, and I know all the Gimak, the majority of chiefs in Ontario, we do not, anything to do with alcohol and drugs is no way, this way. We don't support it. If there's anyone here, if anyone is listening to me, and I'm sure there is right now, when I talk about alcohol and drugs, please, let us help you. A lot of you think, oh, listen to him, he wants to help. We do want to help. I'm going to tell you, the number of communities I work for and where I've been, we bury too many young babies. And I call them babies. They're younger. My wife and I, we have 4 boys. And the people that I go to, the services I go to, are younger than my kids. And it's drugs that's taking over them. To the leadership, I've been sober. I'm an alcoholic. I admit that. But I've been sober now for 27 years. I've never taken drugs though. We have to stand up and say and fight the drug problem in our communities. This is a Jaganash problem. This is a white man, non-native problem, because that's where it's coming from. There is no factory in our communities, in any Anishinaabe community where drugs are made. It's coming from the non-native people, and it just trickles down here to a number of people. And when it hits us, when we bury our kids, we want to fight. We get mad right away, and then somebody gets charged. They're out tomorrow morning. Those are the small guys. You know, if I want to get the big kingpins, the money makers, the one who's making money, who don't care how much people we bury, how much kids we bury. Those are the ones I want to get to. And I mean that. I'll go to any court, and I've been into a lot of courts, and I will not stand alcohol and drugs. The majority of our leadership in Ontario, I only speak for Ontario because that's where my main focus is on my job as your Deputy Grand Council Chief. Almost all of us, there's still a few, but there's almost all of us are sober now. That never used to be. So we're turning the tide. We're getting stronger. We're getting sober. But we want to help you, us in our communities. If you want to talk about it, come on one-on-one with me or with any of our workers. Debenjdagit, Pick Moward. I just come from Pick Moward about a month ago. I was asked to be keynote there. They asked me to talk about good communities, safer community, and I talked about the drugs. And I was so honored. And I won't give mommy kwenta. The other one that they invited as a keynote with me on the same stage was the former National Chief Ovid Mercury. Ovid Mercury, I respect that man so much. I've heard people say, "Oh, he didn't do this. He wasn't good chief." Well, that's their opinion. My opinion to Ovid Mercury, when Operation Rainbow happened on Manitoulin, and in my community, a number of things. When Ovid Mercury was national chief, he helped my community and he helped Manitoulin to the greatest extent that he can. And he deserves a thank you from us. But what we spoke in this community, we spoke against the drugs and that in all our communities. It hurts. I don't enjoy talking about drugs. I don't. But I have to say it, we have to say it. We got to bring it forward. Kanadumagum, let us help you. Let's not bury any of our kids anymore. Drugs are dangerous, they're no good. Just in the last 2 weeks, I think I heard about 4 overdoses of young kids. They're gone. We can't turn the clock back. And the people that sell these to our communities, they just move on to the next one. We gotta come together, Anishinaabek. Not Mushanang. We miga the mangmanda. Abde kego kan we nijna niga nikke. Opportunity we came to Asok them no Jiminanek. Our kids want to get, I got grandsons now. You should see them. And all the kids I see with their iPads, all this electronic, they are smart. They want to go places. Let's pave that road for them to success. No more gravel roads. We have it. We have it in us to open them doors for them. The Anishinaabek Nation and Chinaaknigewin, Chiefs of Ontario, the doors are open for the youth to come to be part of our meetings now. And what I said earlier, more so, is I want open mic. Anyone that visits us in any of our meetings, any Anishinaabeg, that mic should be open for them. They should not have to ask, can I speak? Can I ask you? Can I say something? All our meetings is your meeting. That's why we're there. It's your meeting. We represent you. The only thing I hope for now, the only thing I ask from all is that you don't come and chop us down, that we're no good. I hope to be looked at as I want to go with positive things only. Because we won't achieve anything when we're negative. There's just no way. Keget nimna kego yabet batchga de nishke na Kudumamnanango, Grand Chief Medabi. Anishinaabek Nations 14 Anishinaabek Egumabak Dumamna Nongogo Madbiashinda Megon Denduk Chigaming Ning Yao Ganchamigading Meoja. They're at Vimy Ridge right now in France, a delegation from the Anishinaabek Nation, where they're going over there to celebrate the ones that didn't come home. I said this to the government just a couple of days ago. Grand Chief was there before the day of his flight. He made it to our meeting, and this is what I said to them. And I said, Glenn, Deputy Grand Chief, I'm so proud that we're sending a delegation to France. Grand Chief's one of them. They're going there to celebrate, to say miigwech for the sacrifices our Anishinaabe made for this country. The Jagnash cannot do that. You know why? And I told them right to their face, you know why you can't do that? And you can't say the same words I just did, because the people in this country today, right here in Manitoulin, all the politicians and the people that work for the politicians, they cannot vote for what we're fighting for. Like this burial waste. They cannot stand with us in the middle of the road, because if they're seen to stand with us, and if they have high-paying jobs, or any job for that matter, they get reprimanded or they lose their jobs. And they've lost their freedom of speech. The non-native people in this country, in Ontario, they cannot speak out in our support for what we fight for, like this water and the burying of nuclear waste. They cannot speak out for us. Again, for the fear loss of their jobs, or there's repercussions. So what the non-native veterans, rest their soul, but the ones that fought for this country, and when I see this today, that's a shame. It's a shame. So I asked the Jagnash government, remember our soldiers, the ones that gave the supreme sacrifice for us and you to be here, and our kids. Where's this freedom of speech that they fought for, so we can enjoy life? Enjoy everything, the freedom. Let the non-native, our brothers and sisters, enjoy life with us here, and let's work together. We can achieve so much more, because money's not everything. Once you ruin the water in this country, I don't care, you may have billions and billions of dollars and you can be the Prime Minister, but if you have no water, none of that is no good. Your bank could be overflowing, could be banking in 20 banks, all the money in the world will not save you your thirst. You cannot turn the clock back on water. You can cut a tree down, it will grow again. We can harvest wildlife, they'll reproduce. But you ruin water, you ruin water. The pipeline that's going to come through from out west. As we sit here fighting that, there's pipelines, they're busting open underground out west. And so when we see it on TV, they're saying, oh, it's a little one, it's contained in the pond there and that and that. That's not acceptable. If that is happening right now as they're building the big pipeline into South Carolina, but also line 5, they call it, to Chippewa Thames in Ontario, to go to the east. If that big line should ever burst under the Lake Huron or somewhere, one of the big waters, I hate to think what's going to happen. And don't blame the Indians, because we ain't got no part of it, and it's got nothing to do with money. When I fly up north, I look at all the land that the Anishinaabe owns up there, and they can't touch it. All the water, the lakes and the ponds, Ontario is the biggest. We have the most water in Canada. Let's not lose it. Let's not be known for something like that in Ontario here. The leadership, the First Nation leadership, we want to lead and make us part of your tables. Let's share these good ideas. Let's protect the future together, because you can't do it by yourself. And we can't do it by ourselves. As much as I'd like that, but we can't. We have to work together. And let's always be cautious too. You know, the number of people that are coming to Canada from overseas. I leave you with this question: if there's non-native people ever listen to this film, who's going to be the minority pretty soon? Never forget that. Because we have people sitting in Ottawa now that weren't even born in this country, but yet they're running Canada now. They're running Ontario. I don't think that's fair. The people that should be sitting in Ottawa are the people that are born in this country, in Canada. And the ones that represent Ontario, they should come from Ontario, born here and work for us here. There should be nobody from the other side of the world coming to run our country. With all due respect, I mean that. That's my true beliefs to make a strong First Nations Anishinaabe in Ontario, in Canada, but we just have to do it. The Prime Minister, you're the Prime Minister, you promised us a lot of things. One of the things that the Anishinaabeg was so proud of, and I was one of them, when your victory to Prime Minister, the 2% cap has been removed. Well, look at this, is almost, we're going to 2 years now. It hasn't been removed yet. When the government came to all our communities to vote, when Justin Trudeau campaign and all of them campaigns were going on, I'm going to again a reminder: when the Anishinaabeg, when the First Nation people voted in Ontario, we made a difference. We made a difference so much that we ran out of ballots in communities. And this is not a threat; it's just a warning. It can happen again. If you think we're stupid, we can't do things on our own, we're going to encourage our people to get out there and to vote. And I hope someday, we'd like to see Anishinaabe run for a government or MP position. It's time. It's time we try to make attempts, and I hope there's no solid gates blocking us from trying to enter to be part of Ottawa, the delegation, the government of Ottawa. Sure, Jody Raybould is a First Nation individual, but that's only one. We need, how many seats are over there to represent this country? There's more than one. You need more than one. We got to have balance. We always talk about, we tell the country we need balance. Well, I agree. Let's go there. So, mi gnam nek apchuna get nim nak kinege go Debenjdagit Ensegiizhgat. Mi na je shubumta. Nwaye menang goding. Just saying that but down na nim nak yabege go. Kone nege nek kinege go nek keen in the area of policing. Panekibit kidme. We should have our own policing. Nangoda siyaing yoing kunenok kingen mana nango kaigen wexit gesiok kaigda kitsi mewe kena kunen nango yaw nishtabe chishi yaw kundak. They're proud kunenu awot skit tod nen mot ge no nadmagi adbangishe snagat ni kinen nakin kenem zwe mishuge no na astapondak snagen moin go jetem go nakin. Ab dekšigo vinad moim pane gego gei no me žebzod. Ich bin wie marschid, ab deko vinad mo nagek. Hau, mi već, mimnek.